Welcome to Cool Clem Productions. Today your professional computer operator will be removing Ubuntu from his computer and reinstalling it on a different partition. We will now go over to your professional computer operator, who will give you the full story on why he has to do this.
Okay, just in case you didn't understand the lady, I'm Cool Clem, and today I'm going to be moving Ubuntu from one partition on my computer to another. Now I'll tell you why, because first, I was originally going to remove it and just use Windows for everything, but you may remember that some time ago I had some problems with Windows on my computer, and you don't know this, but a fellow YouTuber sent me his copy of Windows. He uploaded it to one of those sharing sites, and I downloaded it and burnt it onto a disk, and that's the Windows I use now. So anyway, I uninstalled I uninstalled Ubuntu, then installed my Ethernet LAN driver and my antivirus and my Firefox. So I decided to test if Windows is genuine by downloading Windows Movie Player 11, and the way this works is the installer tests if your Windows is genuine, and if it is, it will install. But if you don't have a genuine Windows, you just simply won't be able to install it. So I tried to install Windows Movie Player, and guess what? Yeah, my computer failed the Windows genuine test, so didn't really matter. I didn't really need Windows Movie Player anyway, so I don't really want to get into any trouble with Microsoft, so one day I will buy a proper genuine Windows XP, but the one I use now will just have to do. So I decided I better remove the Ethernet LAN drivers, and I found there's a whole bunch of other software on there I don't want either, so eventually I just decided to use a backup program I have and restore the hard drive to an earlier time. Now I don't use System Restore for my backup, I use a complete third-party program, and this backup I made was done after I'd installed Windows and installed the drivers, minus the Ethernet of course, because I was going to use Ubuntu at the time for the internet, and I got Windows all set up the way I want and not installed any software, and that's where I did the backup. So Windows installed with all the drivers and set up the way I want it, and that's the backup I restored it to. So then I installed my software, and then I installed Ubuntu, and I didn't really pay attention to what I was doing, and I've installed it to the same partition that Windows is installed on. I want to back up Windows again, but with Ubuntu being on the same drive partition, that's going to cause problems, because now the backup file I want to make is absolutely huge, because we've got both operating systems in the same place, and I just want to back up Windows like I just said. And this could cause other problems if I try to back up a partition that's got Ubuntu on it, so I'm going to have to remove Ubuntu. I don't really want to, but that's the only way I can move it to another partition, and then install Ubuntu on that partition, and then do the backup and see where we go from there. Okay, now here we are on my Windows XP. I know it doesn't look much like Windows because I've got a custom background and done a few other customizers here. Like change the font size and the icon size and everything. I like to pretend this is some kind of a games console which can do other things like, have music and pictures and videos on it you can watch, and download things and edit videos and even surf the web. Looks like I've got Firefox installed on there. I actually haven't, that's just there for show, but we'll just go into my C drive now and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, as you can see, the normal Windows files are there, and also Ubuntu is there as well. So this will just have to go onto another drive. It pains me to do this because I've actually kind of grown fond of this now. I know in the past I've said it sucks and things like that, I said things I don't mean. It's really not a bad OS, but it's just going to have to be done because I need to put it somewhere else, so the only way to do that is to uninstall it and then reinstall it. So that's these three files here. So I'll just use the uninstaller right now. Yeah, uninstall. There we go. Well, these are my backup files. Okay, a lot of stuff in here can go, so I'm just going to delete those and then install Ubuntu onto my E drive, and that'll be that. Okay, I've got plenty of space on there now. I've tidied it up a bit. Still going to keep this bare metal backup file in case I need it again. Now, there is one thing that I do need to do, because uninstalling Ubuntu doesn't remove the option from the boot menu. So I'm going to have to go into the boot file and remove Ubuntu from there as well, so I'm just going to make sure the files can be seen. Show hidden files and folders so we can get into the boot configuration. Now this is read only, so I need to change that as well. Now as you can see, Ubuntu is still in there, so that needs to be dealt with. So I'm just going to delete that from the boot.ini file. I'm just going to put word wrap on so I can see exactly what I'm doing here. Make sure I don't delete anything I don't want to. Okay, I'll just save that. Yeah, I want to save it. Now I'm just going to reboot the computer and it should go straight into Windows. So let's just see what we get. Oh, silly me, I left the Ubuntu disk in there, didn't I? What a twit I am. Okay, let's just take that out. There we go, Windows XP. Best Windows ever. That and Windows 3.1, of course. Your computer experienced an unexpected reboot. Some important files may have been lost. Okay, that's my Microsoft Sam impression. I'm going to have to work on that, aren't I? Anyway, now I'm just going to put Ubuntu in and install it onto my E drive this time, which is my backup drive. Ubuntu is now installing, and when this is done, I'll come back and see you later. Wow. Just look how much space I've saved. Well, your professional computer operator is definitely pleased with this result. This is drive C, with Ubuntu installed on the other partition. Only got 7 gigabytes to save. Well, 6.92, so we'll say 7. So I'm just going to run that backup program now, and this is the program right here, easiest to do backup. So I'm just going to back up that hard drive now, and that'll be that. So here we are. Want to back up drive C. Do not want to do sector by sector because that will produce a large file. There's enough space on my E drive, so that's where I'm going to save it. Use default option, just put in description, and off it goes. Well, that's all done now. Now for the ultimate test. Test that Windows and Ubuntu are working, so I'm just going to restart now. Make sure Windows boots, and make sure Ubuntu boots. Alright, boot menu is here. Let's test Windows first. And Windows XP seems to be loading up absolutely flawlessly, so that's a good sign. And now we'll test Ubuntu, and test that that works. Right, here we are in the boot menu again. I'm going to select Ubuntu this time. Check that that boots up. This is the first time it's been run since it's been reinstalled. And yes, there is Ubuntu loading up. Checking the installation, and I'm pretty sure that's absolutely fine, so yep, I'm quite pleased with this. My computer is now exactly how I want it, and until next time, goodbye.